What to do, my Twitch crew? It's your boy Pilo on the MIC, going live. It's rare, right? Like, what? Pilo hasn't been live in like forever. Why is he live on a Monday? Because I wanted to. There we go. Pretty simple, right? Not too complicated. I was tweaking things out. What up, cousin? My cousin Kevin's in the chat. Welcome, bienvenidos. Let's switch it up, right? You guys want to see the iPad? Oh, it looks tiny. Why is it so tiny on the screen? Oh no, I mean, I don't understand. Each time I make adjustments to this, it shrinks. I don't get it, but it does. Even though like everything's designed to be a certain size, but then it gets all weird on me. So, que pasa, Mufasa? Yeah, if you guys can't see the tools, it's okay. It's just Procreate on the iPad. Nothing too cray-cray. And then I can just shrink this down. So, something I've been working on for like the last week off and on. In between my esports stuff, in between life and parenting and everything. So, trying to get this done, and I want to try to give it like that comic book, like little dot feeling, but it's kind of one of those play with the concept and see what happens. So that's what I'm kind of gonna do, right? So I got my layers, I got my inserted image for reference. For some reason, with the app that I'm using to screen my iPad, it's not letting me use the photo and the app together. It's being weird. It has in the past, but this time, it's being dumb. So dumb. Oh, you see? As soon as I go full screen, it goes full see you later, dude. All the way live, it happens. It's funny because I can't use my all the way live emotes. My subscription ended to the All Stars. So, all in due time. Boop. We good? Slightly better. Yeah, that'll be okay. That'll work. That'll work. So, what I end up usually doing is I'll usually either duplicate this layer or work on top of it with the skin tones, or I'll separate the individuals. Like if I duplicate it, like I would in Photoshop. Can't think right now. Swipe down. Copy. Paste. So it's like right on top of itself, right? So I can turn that one off. And then what I like to do is I like to turn on this alpha lock, which means I can't color outside the boxes. So it helps, especially if I'm going to do like the rendering and the shadowing and all that fun stuff. So it keeps it within that realm. And then we start looking for brushes, right? So usually what I end up doing is my brushes are usually the skin tones on a multiply. But in this case, since I'm kind of playing this route, it could be a little bit different. It could be slightly different, but it's just, you know, kind of playing it all by ear, trying to figure it out, what works out best. And it sucks though because like my reference image is below, so it kind of throws everything off. So if I look at my comic brushes, I have a bunch of different patterns and stuff that I could use, and there's just I have tons of them, stuff that I've paid for, and it's here. No, stippling. You guys ever doing the stippling style of art? What up, Rockefeller? What's good, my brother? $45.50. I could clone a brush here if I wanted to, if I really wanted to, but we'll see. So this is okay, cool. That's kind of huge. So let me shrink it down. But we can't see because it's the same color, right? So, let's go this way. Let's see how this color works out. Yeah, see, it's kind of a hit or miss with some of these brushes in reality, and it kind of sucks. So it's at 17. Let's put it back to 17 because that's not doing anything for the Pilo. Jitter green, taper, no. That's the green, but it's not going to change anything for me. Alright, so let me try something. Can I? Chicka. Not wet. Properties. On screen, no. Behavior, no. Stroke path, taper, scatter. And I haven't played with these settings in a minute, so it's just like, where the hell are you? Intense blending, wet. You would think the grain, I could adjust the scale. Oh, I can. There we go. Cool. So now there's smaller little dots. The other thing I wanted to do, if I could figure this out, is switch the brush to multiply, because then it gives me a darker color. But it's being very weird. It's not that it's being weird. Like I said, I just usually go with the brushes and do things on separate layers. So to do it this way, it's a little bit. Oh, here we go. Boom. Multiply. Done. All right. So this brush, I gotta remember. I gotta tell myself that I switched it to multiply. So let's sample the skin tone, and let's. Yes, it's a little intense. It's a little dark. Definitely a little on the dark side. And I'm not talking like Star Wars dark side. I'm just like, it's on the dark side. So that means I got to adjust, not the green, because the green's cool. Brightness, contrast, no filtering. The shape, not the shape. The opacity. Let's go. So maybe a 50. A 50 might work out, like a 50 cent. And I could always reset my brush, so it's no big deal. No, that's still super dark. That did nothing for me. I love it when they call me Big Papa. Okay, so that did not work. But pencil, no. Opacity set, dynamics, cool. The flow. That's interesting. So what if I put it to normal? See, because there's no opacity here. There's no strength. I like legit would have to create it on a new layer, which is pretty norm. It's pretty Pilo tip. So let's see. All right. Thanks for your work, but I'm gonna delete you. You're still there, so I'll add a new layer. The bad part is like on the new layer, I can't mask out the skin tone. I can just create a selection out of it. So we see the little dots, they show up, which is cool. Actually, let me reset the brush. That even exists. Let's put it back to normal. Cool. And the small dots is cool. Like I'm not mad about the small dots. And then whatever I did here, I'll just clear it because it's just that simple just to clear and start over. And then so this layer where it says N, I'm gonna switch this layer to multiply. That's usually towards the top, yep. And I'll lower the opacity, the strength, so it's not as potent. So that way when I come in with the same skin tone, it does come in darker. It gives us that like comic booky dot vibe to it. Whatever I miss, I'll just get my eraser and just kind of wipe it out, send it out of here. Take it to another planet. Captain. But as is, the way that I attempted to use this brush, it's just not working for me. So I got an idea. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna use this layer below. Kind of ingenious, maybe. Maybe it's just silly old stupidity, but if it works, right? Okay, so this selected everything around them. Everything around them. Perfect. So this way, when I go to this layer, I need to invert that now that I think about that. Great idea, Pila, but it just you gotta flip it. Because you need them to be the selection. So invert. Whoa, that got creepy. So if I go to this layer with that brush that I already have, I should be able to kind of apply this like little dot tone to them. So it gives it like that comic booky vibe. And since it's the same skin tone, I don't think I'm duplicating it too much, like repeating the pattern too much. But we'll see. No, so far so good. Whoa. Well, except for like, but that's okay, because now I can adjust the strength. Thanks, D. Appreciate that. Got the subby sub. So my inks are on top, so that's cool. My colors are below, hence why this is looking the way it's looking. And then it's at a multiply, which in reality, like I could keep that normal And then I could play with these guys and see which one gives the better vibe, the more comic booky look. Kind of like that throwback. Oh, geez, I still got to go to the DMV. Kind of that throwback pop art look in a sense. But it's just trying to find like the right places and how it's impacting. Like right here, it impacts the clothes. But I kind of want it to be like a full impact. So soft light's not too bad. It's subtle. And I can just lower it down a little bit. So you can still see the little dots, which is cool. So I'll add a new layer. So it's just one to multiply, which is cool. No big deal, no harm, no foul. Drop it to like maybe a 50, and then I can build up from there, right? And I'm not gonna like uber render it and like digitally paint this one. I just want it subtle, comic book style, cartoonish coloring. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just subtle. So let's go get my inking brushes. Cool, my studio pen will work. If I want like a softer edge, then I can use like an airbrush and it's just feathered. But you know, most comic book stuff doesn't get all that featheredness. So it's just bits and pieces. I'm actually gonna make my brush bigger. That's what cool thing I like about the iPad is that you use both hands, one to control the brushes and the undos, and the other one to draw with. So it's kind of goes. It works. And then whatever I don't like, because it's gonna happen. There's gonna be stuff that I don't like. I just flip the brush around and erase. Well, not like flip the Apple Pencil around because that's not how it works. But I make my corrections. Hearing my dogs scattering around in one of my kids' bedrooms. Won't be long before they're like, "Let me out of here! Let me out! Want my freedom!" Which is usually pretty true. My daughter, in a sense of how she takes care of the dogs, she loves them, but sometimes she's a little Elmira with them. So if you ever watch Tiny Toon Adventures, then you know who I'm talking about. She gets a little intense, like, "Ooh, hug the puppy. Let the puppy breathe. Hug the puppy." You know? So, fun times. So that definitely helps. Let me go look at my reference. Kind of trying to play it off the photo just a little bit. So let me move the photo up so I can, as I'm working on the top of the faces, I have that kind of that reference to work with, that concept. Because ideally, if we're looking at the photo, main part of the face is pretty bright because they're in studio. It's just now applying those subtleties to kind of bring it all together. And I took some artistic liberties with it, so it's not like to the T. I adjusted the poses a little bit, made it a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, I had some P-Lo fun with it. Which I believe is allowed. So we'll see. I think it's funny how certain things from like kind of our youth, our past come back a little bit. And I'm pretty sure this is where I heard the term from. The idea of the word Baba Booey. How, hey, emotes. Thanks, Rockefeller. Hey, wait, what? Oh, okay. I thought that came from Howard Stern, and now my son says it all the time, and I'm like, yo, dude, really? It's funny, as I was like troubleshooting to get on, one of the bots jumped on and said, "Hey, you want to be famous?" No. Do you want to be famous? It's crazy how much those exist. I was reading that for those bots to not harass you during the chat, you need to make your chats email verified. So that if they're in the chat, they obviously are on Twitch and they're verified in a sense with an account. So I was like, huh. You know what else I could have done? I've seen other artists do it. I've done it a little bit. Um, they use a color for their shadow. So like what I'm doing with the skin tone, they'll use like a blue, a purple, to apply the shadows. It kind of gives a different little effect to it, which is kind of cool. I've only done it once. But it is a different vibe. So like that, we gotta borrow the hair tone. Actually, the hair one, I'm gonna do a little photo, like, AKA Photoshop cheat. I'm gonna use my my lasso tool, which is not on right now because I did the other thing, so I need to freehand it. And then just kind of go in here and kind of create a little shape for the hair. So that's kind of done there, right? Now I'll just get my brush. Let's make it ginormous, and then I'll just fill it in. Kind of like the darker part, the roots in a sense, and then kind of flow from there. So there are certain things to help out with this process, to kind of simplify stuff, which is kind of cool. Probably finish this with the crew is spinning. So if you guys don't know, you guys see DJ Epic in the chat, DJ Rockefeller. That is my crew right there. They'll be on at 4 o'clock today, starting at 4 o'clock today. I'm not sure who's. I think DJ Quest is starting off. Call him Quest, and then followed up by possibly Rockefeller, and then maybe a special guest DJ, that is. And of course, you can't forget the super mods. They're out there doing their thing. Yeah, I got 4 viewers. That's dope. And 2 of them are my VIPs. Oh, I like that. So back to this. Chicka Slim Shady. So like the hair, I could come back in and do another layer, which now I sound like I'm a hairstylist and doing layers and all that fun stuff. But no, but I could come in and do another layer to help deepen the color. But then sometimes I feel like, now you're overthinking it, Pilo. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you're good. Which is normal. Pretty norms. Boom. Oh no, I just had to tap it once. I don't know why I double tapped it. Okay, so that's there. So slowly getting there, building that bad boy up. I actually contemplated what I wanted to do on stream today. And I decided I wanted to work on this. See, right now, for my teacher role during the day, I've been teaching my students how to design for the social media creator, the content creator. So I've been working on YouTube and Twitch banners this whole week, or Twitter banners, the headers that go on both those social media platforms. So I've been like burning myself out on those. So I figured, you know what, I'll do this today, which I could have done like a whole lesson on Twitch today, but I didn't plan it out. I didn't shout it out. This is kind of impromptu. So, you know, that's how we roll. And this is not an alcoholic beverage. It's sparkling soda water, because it's better than soda. Less, well, it's healthier. That's the word I was trying to think. Having a brain fart there. It happens at our age. So I started kind of building up those layers of the hair to make it feel like it's got range in a sense. And then, like, if I wanted to add more, I'll just get my brush and whoa, we want to shrink the brush. I sometimes forget that I'm like trying to cover massive areas, and I forget to adjust the brush size. At least in this form. But that's the cool thing about digital art, is that in a sense I have almost unlimited undos. In a sense, not completely, but in a sense. So it definitely helps me, the artist. Okay, cool. It's only 2:40. I don't have esports for another like 40 minutes, give or take. All right, so get my brush back on. So any parts that I've like might have overdone it, I just get the eraser and erase it, and then we're good, back to normal. No harm, no foul. So there's kind of that. Again, like I might come in, and what I could do as well is if I get my magic wand, in a sense, I can select all the all the colors I just dropped in there and darken them if I wanted to. So that, I believe that's all of them. Cool. So I'll get my hue and saturation to the layer. I've never done it to the pencil. At least I haven't tried that out. And then they're a little bit darker, so it kind of gives us a little bit more depth, which is cool because like on the fly I can make these adjustments. So let me hold my finger on the stress, because then I can kind of, in a sense, start the shadowing portion. Which it totally works. It's not like there's a different yellow to use. Since I'm borrowing the yellow, it kind of just worked out pretty darn good. All the dress creases, because those exist. Man, drawing folds on clothes is something else, my peoples. It's tedious, but if the piece needs it, the piece needs it. And sometimes the piece needs it. And in more places than others. So digitally, since I can draw digitally and I'm on the iPad, I love to rotate my canvas. It definitely comes in handy. You're not stuck in that one position trying to figure out how you're gonna like totally drop the colors in there and hopefully not fail and all that fun stuff. But it does make rendering stuff out easier to be able to come in and just drop a line here, drop a line there of color. Let's clear up the idea of color. So then slowly things start coming together. And then wherever the hair sits on the body, I add a shadow. So again, like I might come back in and do another level on the hair because it's blonde, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's go sample. Cool. And if you happen to be SoCal residents, these are SoCal anchors and reporters. In a sense, I kind of still gotta come in and kind of do a little makeup work, but not yet. Hopefully everything's playing out pretty smooth. I know I haven't got any message saying you ain't got no audio, so we're cool there. But I do got to reach out to Rockefeller. I got some tech questions, especially since we're switching to the idea of using StreamYards, because I got questions. So Sometimes you need answers. It's crazy because Monday Night Football tonight is my Niners, but the crew's on, so I'll probably be in here with the esports and the crew. It's a little mod work. It's actually fun. It's different. Need my iPad to catch up. It can't slow down on me. There we go. Boom. It's getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. But here we go. Rendering all this stuff out, man. This is usually probably like the tedious part about doing artwork. Like low key for the longest time, this is one of the things I hated to do. What up, Martin? You ready for practice yet, dude? But I realized that it's probably cheaper for me to do my own inking and shading than having to pay people all the time. Kind of like they do in the comic book industry. It's just, you know, especially as an artist, sometimes it's just easier to do it yourself. No? Are we still on at 4? Is that the time or are we at 3:30? I don't even remember. Sometimes shadows work out, sometimes shadows don't work out. Low key, this one was a pose that I thought I was gonna have to come back to, just to make sure it's on point and the bands are all in the right place. Huh. So it all goes back to messing with the folds of the clothes. In this case, I almost feel like the orange is a little bit more potent. The orange shadow is more potent than the yellow shadow. So it's kind of bugging me in a sense. So we'll see. There's all kinds of like ridges that I haven't hit. Being attacked by all my wife's presents that I still have to wrap. Ay, ay, ay. Let me try something. Because I know kind of this area. Oh no, freehand please. Like so, and boom. So that kind of gives it like the idea that the body's twisted a little bit more. So that definitely helps. All right, cool. So I think we got something here. I think ideally in this little area, I kind of have to kind of apply that same technique. Just because it's kind of like creating a shadow. Let me just use my brush to kind of give off that vibe of the flow, the folds of the clothes. Shrink my brush back down. Let's get this area like so. And then I'll just get my eraser and kind of cut out pieces to kind of give it more of that round of the leg. That one was too long. And then we just kind of play it with that darker orange that I dropped in there. It's more of a brown looking color. Yeah, cool. Because if I really wanted to, I could say here's the leg, here's the quad. Apply a little curve there. Like so. And then we kind of have something there. Upper region, I don't know. I'm still not vibing with it, but I'll get to it. I'll figure it out. No big a deal. No big a deal. All right, so skin tone, little skin tone. Kind of create like the musculature from the pose, or from kind of the pose. That's really what it is. Those little swoops with the brush or the Apple Pencil. And then if I like wanted to add a little definition, kind of like cheekbone-ish in a sense. But let's thin it out. Maybe not so. And ideally, like if I do this definition here, I kind of want it to go towards the lips, because that would kind of make more sense. Kind of like its tie-in area. Like so. Boom. Oh, what up, Jarrell? Yes, that was the whole plan with the halftones, with the comic book dots, the whole Liechtenstein throwback feel. So yeah, that was my whole idea with this one. I had to do a little tweaking to my brush to get it smaller dots, because the brushes don't always adjust to the canvas, so I had to be a little bit more creative. But yeah, man, glad to see you in here, my dude. That's awesome. Nasif in the house. All right, so sample the blue dress. Let me click and hold. I'm not trying to edit a shape. Let's go with the whole magic wand thing again. And I gotta create this one in chunks because the skin tones are there. I'll just drag and drop the color. And I gotta take a look at it, take and see and make sure that the blue isn't too overpowering. So maybe I have to adjust the level, make it a little bit lighter, but it'll probably affect it in a sense because of the effect on the layer. So that you always gotta take that into consideration. Oh, nice! That's dope. Those were the days, man. X-Acto knives and all that fun stuff. Those were the days. Uh-oh. So, oh yeah, I have a whole full box of X-Acto knives that I use for cutting stencils. So, they still stay in the mix. They're still part of the repertoire. Oh no, I don't want to look at that. Come on, phone. My phone being weird. Oh, hello, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. I know you're new. I recognize the name. I just haven't had the chance to go hit the follow backs on the social media account. So thank you. Stencil wise, I have a few that I still like to go, leave places. I never, and I tell my students this too all the time, I myself never got full on into the street art side of everything, the graffiti art side of it, because where I grew up in Santa Ana was very, very hood. And if that was what you did, then that's kind of the path you take. And then, what happens there? Then you end up being on some type of weird criminal pathway. So, didn't want that. Oh, cool. So you found me on the Discord, the Creatives Discord. So thank you. I know exactly what you're talking about. So thank you. Actually, I want to erase some of this. Yeah, I still have a box full of spray paints in my garage. Because low key, it was a project that I taught in graphic design how to be a shepherd fairy. So I taught them how to cut stencils, how to make stencils in Photoshop. So it was a thing, man. I guess I influenced a bunch of kids to go be street artists. So yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you are doing better. That's definitely a plus. Likewise, nice meeting you too. So yeah, that's kind of a much better blue, a little bit subtler, not as potent. Leave some cuts, kind of like a little highlight in a sense. Oh, I should have probably done that later because now I got to come back and try to keep painting, and the color's different now. I can't like legit just go and say, "Hey, I need that color," because it's not gonna recognize it as a light blue. Low key, I sometimes like looking at my artwork in a ghost way. It looks kind of cool. Hey, Jarrell, we're on tomorrow, right? Our monthly party, NASEP style. And then we got game night on Thursday, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. Show off my non-gamer skills. Yeah, no, I didn't post this on our Discord. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. I was like, yeah, de-stressor, Fortnite with the educators. Or just acting sus on stream. We'll see. Too sus, I know. Gotta watch out for Angelique. She's the sussiest. Did I just make a board? Probably. Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you think about it, and I told my students this morning, I'm like, in a sense, you kind of have to be in hustle mode, especially with the pandemic, or else it's gonna take you, and that's the battle right now. It's not letting it win. So I told them, I'm like, I get into the classroom an hour before I teach. I crank out designs for myself and whatever else I have to do, and boom, keep going. So yeah. And I was inspired by Gary Vee. You know, I started listening to a bunch of his podcasts when I came out with that design, and I just kind of went with it, and it just kind of worked. And I really got to work at putting out some more designs. Maybe during the holiday break, I'll start reworking some ideas out there. Yeah, most of my designs were inspired by obviously the world around us and people that just have that constant get out there mentality. The be persistent one, I think that's one of the ones on there. Um, Inspired by The Rock while I was watching one of his many rants on social media, and I was like, "Yo, that's got to be something." Yeah, I'm digging that this is actually kind of working out. I was just like, let's just test stuff out and see what happens, and it's happening and it's working. But like I said when I started the stream, I kind of wanted to keep it more comic booky, cartoony than like, let me full on digitally paint this, because if I had to digitally paint, I'd be here for hours. And that's not what I want to do. Plus, I gotta go moderate in an hour. And I got esports practice. You apply certain cuts to the arms of the arms, and it makes it seem like they're ripped. Some people appreciate that. Oh, cool. Yeah, I could see that. I can honestly see that. You kind of need all those spices of life to help create and cultivate something pretty darn amazing. So yeah, I could totally, yeah, I see it. Oh, check this out. Those of you guys in the education world, this is a must cop. I'm on page 4 because it's just like so much good info. And it's like, oh, let me read that again. Oh, well, that was some cool history points. So, it's a great book. But like I told Jarrell, the reason I do some of this esports stuff is because I want to level up. Like the Saiyans, you want to put on that power amplifier and be like, yo, dude, this guy has 100,000 watts. So that's the goal. And I always tell myself to be the best, you have to be better than the best. So why not learn from the best? Um, you know, just a little mantra. Little tinking, man. Little tinking there, my friends. Brush is a little big, so come back in with the eraser. It's another thing I do with the cartoony vibe. I don't ever paint fingernails on them. I just feel like it's a little on the extra side. Go back to my original colors layer. Clean some stuff up. Not sure what happened there. It's gotta be one of the layers, one of the many layers. But again, I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go, cool. It was painted differently, but we fixed it. You know what, let me, before I forget, inks, or else I'm just gonna mess everything up, because like I tell my students, keep everything in order. Yeah, I never had Super Saiyan hair in high school. I always had hat hair because I would wear my baseball hat. But yeah, I never had Super Saiyan hair. Honestly, I didn't learn about like Dragon Ball and all that stuff till I was in junior college. And one of my classmates is like, dude, check this out. He gave me a book. It was in Japanese. I was like, what does it say? And then he's like, here, go watch these videotapes. And I was like, oh, cool. This is awesome. Yeah, but I was like, huh? So, you know, it happens. Dang, Super Saiyan hair. That's crazy. Now I think about it, it makes me wonder how many of my like high school classmates actually the hair was in honor of like Dragon Ball, and I had no idea. I was like, oh, what? It's kind of funny. Huh? Wait, what layer am I on? Yeah. Oh no, I lost shadows. Why? Oh well, whatever. I'll just fix them afterwards. But yeah, I accidentally erased all her shadows. I don't know where that happened, but it happened. Oh. If I hit replay on the on the turntable, you guys will see that she had shadows. Oh. That's an easy fix though. Hey look, there's another glitch. Means it's on my inks. Boom. Yeah. That's why it's important to label your layers. But yeah, digging this halftone pattern that is actually working out. But then still, some of the concepts, some of the stuff I still have to do is going to be kind of in tune with what's going on, but kind of not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Everything, I'm kind of experimenting with the way this is all working out. So we'll see. We shall see what happens. So I think to myself, do I want to come back in and add like a layer of highlights, or just keep it like this? So many questions, man. So many questions. little structure, but it might be a little overkill. We'll see. Whoa, too big. My brush is too big. Also, the more like I try to define facial structure, the more it can make a person kind of age and look old. So things to think about. If you didn't know, now you know. You don't want to overdo it, because yeah, it could make an individual look old. And maybe they're not. That's not the case. Maybe they're just youngins. Okay, so let's go back and fix the one that I messed up. Because this one was already done on point and I have no idea what I did. This one was good and I was like, yeah, this one's dope. And then I had an artistic boo-boo. And I do not know when that boo-boo happened. And unfortunately, the time lapse inside of Procreate doesn't say at minute 3.25 you erased everything. So it happens. Big shout out to Commander Root and Feet. Feet are in the building. I know mine are. They're on the floor holding me up in this chair. I'm funny like that. I'm still waiting for the day that the Feet actually leaves a message in the chat. Like, yo, I'm real. What are you talking about? Oh, snap. Guys, Feet's real. They're real. Feet are real. If I go silent, that's because I'm in the zone, man. I'm in the zone. It happens. It really does. I'm still bummed out that I messed up my shadows on this one. Like, they were done. I know continuing to talk about it ain't going to make them happen again, but they were done. And they were looking pretty good. I noticed the shadows were missing when I was looking at the legs, and I was like, where's the skin tones? I'll put skin tones there. No, no curve there. Let's flip it this way. A little bit more separation. There we go. And the more like I add these little jagged lines to it, almost in a sense like the comic book inking style stuff, it creates a sense of flow, especially since this is like clothing we're looking at. So it definitely gives us that vibe. And yeah, you can overdo it on this too. Everything in art can be overdone, and sometimes it could just be just enough. So, things to ponder. And I'm leaving like this little area of skin tone still exposed, because I'm assuming somewhere in the scene, light's bouncing off and creating a slight highlight on the arm. So if you're like, yo, Pilo, you missed a spot. Nah, intentional. Alright, cool. So we got that coming back again. Still bummed out that I messed up, but it's okay. It's okay. Whoops. Just made my own little halftone dot there. Wait, her shadows disappeared too, son of a monkey. What is going on here, Procreate? Why are you making my stuff go bye-bye? That is bananas. Man. I want to know what I touched to make all their shadows disappear but one person's. Now I'm like just bewildered, like, huh? I wonder if I like did something with a selection tool. Sometimes you just get in the zone and whoops. And that's what happened. I whoopsed all the shadows out. That's weird. But fixable. Damn, I spent an hour working on this and I knocked out. Yeah, for sure, dude. Let me know. Definitely let me know, Drill. That's dope. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, let me know, dude. I'd love to like do some team up. It's like the Power Rangers. Let me check my Discord to see if any of my teams are on. Let's see. There's an alert. Okay, that's the wrong thing. Announcements. Oh, and practice was canceled. Dope. Wah, 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 wah. It's okay, man. Our coaches have lives too, and they're dealing with school, which I totally get. College was not easy. So that means I could stay on longer. Okay, so back to what the heck happened to my shadows. To this episode of What the Heck Happened to My Shadows. Yeah, that was weird that they just kind of disappeared. If you guys follow me on my other social media accounts, then hopefully you saw that I posted kind of like a time lapse of everything up to this point. So there's that you can take a gander at. And it sent it straight to my YouTube channel. So that's kind of cool. I got one of those that it's like there. It's a placeholder. I think we all need those in our lives, little placeholders. I'm still tripped out that all my shadows went bye-bye. I can't even hear the music, so I'm assuming my Spotify turned off. Plus, there's only probably a few tracks on the playlist. Yeah, I just stopped. I didn't hit re-loop, so you guys get to hear me just non-stop talk. So the playlist that plays on my streams is supposed to be copyrighted free music, so I don't get nailed by Twitch. But it's from WTF Bear 52. There's a whole playlist of music on Spotify that is supposedly copyright free. So I think I only got dinged on Facebook when I had this go up on there. But other than that, it's been pretty legit. So take a gander, take a look. Whoopsie daisies. Let's go back to freehand. It must have happened when I was doing this that I said yoink. Just drag and drop. Missed a spot. think I missed a couple spots. But low key, I think the shadows I made are still there. Cause it gave me like this weird error. So, I'm not sure why I'm paintbrushing them. I was going to use my selection tool. What up, D? Gosh. Yeah, I haven't done double emote wall yet. I'm not that hyped yet. Yeah, see, it's not like they're there. They're hidden there. I can tell by the way when I create my selections, like, yo, dude, there's a color there already. Yeah, see, it's recognizing that there's color there already. See, what did I do? What the heck did Pilo do? Oh, cool. Does that mean that's going live today? Yo, D, with the crew rocking with StreamYards for the show now, how does that affect our Saturdays? Does it affect the Saturdays? I was gonna ask Rock that. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, because I tested it. I played with it yesterday a little bit for a possible Sunday Fun Day, but it wouldn't recognize my virtual cameras. So I was like, well, that kind of is doo doo. Yeah, see, it's recognizing that I did this already. I have shadows here. Oh, okay. That's what we have the super mods for. It's like low key we're taking their job away. Not right now, mother. I'll call you back later. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, so I think her hair is back to normal. Let me get my automatic, systematic. Yeah, see, it recognizes that I had colors here before, so it's I'm kind of scared to see what's about to happen. Because I had done all her shadows, and then something happened. And then I turn off the selections. Alright, so hopefully, let's see. Oop, to my layer. And then I feel like it's doing nothing to her hair. You would think it'd get darker. It's not getting lighter. What in the world happened to Carmen Sandiego? I guess I can brush it all back in, but that's kind of tedious. I could have done that from the get-go. Technical difficulties, it happens. Alright, so there. That kind of gives it that Goldilocks look. Too bad there isn't like a command or control S to save my work on here, because it supposedly does it on its own, but obviously we see what happens when I let it do it on its own. It erased my work. That was a bummer. I would say I'd stay on until 4, but I can't raid the show with 2 viewers. Yeah, but I just got a message that they canceled, so I can actually stay on longer. So yeah, usually I do, but our coach has finals this week because our coaches they come from the college world. So I totally get it, man. They gotta prioritize, man. They gotta get their grades up too. So yeah, here we are. I think that's the first time I've noticed that my iPad screen feels a little warm. Okay, so we got that there. Gotta do the feet. Actually, in the photo they're wearing roller skates. I just haven't had the want to go in there and start drawing circles. So they're weird circles at a weird angle, so it's just like, ugh. Not that I don't know how to draw circles. It's just it takes a little extra motivation. Because then you gotta figure out your perspective angles to make everything work. Yo, D, are we still gonna try to do the Tuesday thing? You know, The Tuesday thing. The thing that we do on Tuesday is when we taco about it. Oh. Yeah, especially when it's like to hold a conversation. I think that for that platform, it's perfect. I know. We talked about it a few months ago, and we'd had to get the girls involved, which we know it's possible because we've seen Joe do stuff at home. So obviously that's doable. It's this line right here that's bugging me. I'm probably gonna finish the flyer while the show's on today. Now that I have all the photos, I just gotta figure out which photo of AFXMC to use. Net sent me some good stuff I could work with. There's always like a plate of food around. I feel like her browns are too dark. Yeah, see, this doesn't have a select similar, which would be dope. And feather just gives it a soft edge. I'm not trying to soft edge it. Alright, so this didn't work on me last time. Let's try it again. Can't see it. What the? Go to 60. Like a subtle shadow, not like potent. Oh, cool. Hopefully all this COVID stuff gets taken care of so we can actually like do stuff. I think that's one thing we're all waiting for. Guess it'd be wrong to call it like COVID Tuesdays, right? That'd be kind of funny though. Kind of. Yeah, okay, where's my dots? Are these my dots? Yeah. Like I want the dots, but I don't want the dot. They were too potent. Shadows on dark hairs. Let's go. Let's go. No, wrong button. Right button, but wrong skill. Boom. So that darkens it. And I got a video project coming up for work this week. They keep hinting at it, but yet I got nothing to work with so far, so we shall see. Boom. See who's tuning in with me and DJ Epic today. Commander Root, you still in the house? Love it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Squiggles that don't matter very much, but they create a sense of hair. Weird how that works out. Boop. Yeah, it's working. Okay. So far, so good. Let's see. Whoops. All right, so that's hair. It's hard to tell because their hair's already dark already, so it makes it like let me zoom in to show you. But you know, I can come back in and do a lighter shade, some highlights and stuff like that. So there's definitely areas of play, and I think I gave them whoops. Pick the dot color. Both similar hair tone. So they have like similarities in the color of their hair. And I could come in, and I mentioned this earlier too in the stream, that I can come in and layer on more shadows and more highlights on top of it to create a sheen. So, you know, artistically, there's plenty of stuff for me to kind of play with and see what happens. That'd be an interesting shadow to kind of use the hair color as a shadow for the face. I don't know what the heck I did there. That was just no bueno. Trying to give the roots of the hair some action, and it just didn't work out very good. Oh no, I'm at a liquid beverage. So, I know what I wanted to do too. I gotta go borrow from here because I wanted this background. No, that's the background color. Group, image, copy. Let's go back to my other drawing. Paste. Just cool. I just gotta drop it below. Drop it below. There we go. Boom. Get my size tool. Kind of give them a background to live on, a color. Almost there. So that kind of works. Let's drop it down a little bit. Let's make it bigger. So we're getting somewhere. Definitely getting somewhere. Got a little textured paper look. So I got my inks. Those are my shadows. Let's name those layers. Get ourselves organized so I don't mess up again. That's my halftone. And these are my flats because that's just basic color. Nothing extra there, it's just flat colors. Little background circle just to give it an added pop. And I can turn this off for now. Don't really need it. Gotta render out the shoes, drawn some shoelaces, but overall it's put a pretty good dent into this. Kind of cool with that. Borrow this color because I need to drop in a shadow, which it's subtle. It's really, really subtle. So I might say, let's go this way a little bit more and see how that works out. Because yeah, it was really, really, really subtle. Like up to the viewer's eye, like real close, you'd see it, but in other like angles, you'd be like, are there shadows there? Yeah, there is. Just borrow the red. I definitely have to come in and like do some good rendering. Because we have the shoelaces. And all that fun stuff to add in. And that's the tedious part, is the shoelaces and all that stuff. Well, that's pretty dark. That's okay. It still works for the sake of shadow. Yeah, like I said earlier, I've seen some people actually do shadows with like purples and blues, so it gives off a cool little vibe, cool little effect. Bowling shoes have this like round to the front of them. I was never an avid bowler myself. I mean, or skater. Excuse me. I just want to think that maybe brown people don't skate because I don't think I've ever seen a picture of my parents in roller skates. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So that's just like my theory with that. Just realized I gotta fix those shoes, but it's okay. Okay, cool. We got about 10 minutes before the crew goes on, so I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Get prepared to work on designs and mod the show, and then step away because then I gotta cook dinner. It's Taco Monday at Casa de Larios, so that's on the agenda. And then D, if you want, I think we can run this Saturday. So maybe a draw tunes on Saturday for you guys tuning into the stream today. That'd be around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. with me and DJ Epic. So keep an eye out on the social media accounts so you guys can see that post when I post it and the Larios All Stars post it. And then maybe I'll bring this back to the table, or we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll post a poll on one of our accounts to see what's popping for the weekend. Yeah, I figured it's either this Saturday or not till New Year's because then we got the event on the 19th. So I'll show you guys the Be Right Back screen so you guys know what's coming up. Oh, that did not work out. All my media sources are being weird today. Yeah, they're all super stretched out. Keep us ho. Yeah, way to plug the crew, Pilo. Way to plug the crew. I'll get it there, man. All the way live. Sometimes you just gotta do these kind of on the spur of the moment. So you got the Monday Mix Show today. Draw tunes once a month. It's probably this Saturday. They got slow jams with Mr. JOE on Sundays. Baby making music right there. They got Saturday morning cartoons, which this Saturday it's probably draw tunes. But of course, featuring the one and only DJ Epic, the light skinned Filipino. So I am going to wrap it up with that, with this little commercial break that I just gave you all. And catch you guys on the Larios All Stars stream. So make sure you guys go tune in. Twitch.tv/Larios All Stars. Because we go live at 4 p.m. with, I believe, Mr. Quest, Mr. Jeff Quest, Quest. DJ Quest will start off the show, followed by possibly Rockefeller, maybe a guest DJ, possibly DJ Epic if the guest DJ doesn't come through. Not that it's like on them, but we never know. Technical difficulties. So with that being said, oh, so we got Quest, Nilo, and DJ Rockefeller. So there you guys have it, Dan. Monday mix show tonight. Quest, Nilo, and DJ Rockefeller. So let's switch it over to the end screen. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll probably end up redesigning these screens right now too during the session. But I'll catch you guys all again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I got a few things to wrap up on my end. But again, thank you guys all for tuning in. Love you all. Hasta luego. Deuces.